Here he comes, Nick the Mad Biker. He has arrived. Well, we just arrived at camp now. We put our chairs out because it's always good to have a sit down when you're in an old git. So I'll just show you camp now. Last time we came up here 2 months ago, Russ and I rebuilt our lean-to. Bit different. I did film it, but unfortunately I lost the footage because I'm a dick. And Russ has restored a lot of it, but it hasn't got any sound. So you will see it at some point. Here's our permanent lean-to, and we leave our chairs up here. And there's our fireplace from last time. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, my God, they've left the place in a mess, but nobody comes up here and we've got full permission. So I'm sure you're all desperate to know what's in my pack. And what is my pack? So this pack is Carrymore Sabre 45, and it's the old version before they switched to being Chinese, but I've got the modern side gear from the SF range. So first things first, I got my new axe, which I had last week. If you're a regular viewer, you'd seen me sharpening this up. Here's my axe. I've got a water bag. I got about 3 litres of water in here, and I do have another water container which I carried in my hand because there's no water up here. Now that's the mole attachment on the side, and it's got a pocket in the back which I have a silky saw. That's a Gumboy 270, I think. Yep, Gumboy 270. I got my nice big knife I made. Fancied having a play with that this weekend. I got 3 nice sticks. So that's that side. 2 nice big pockets. Yeah. Top one's got a bottle of drinking water, ferro rod, bandana, cup and coffee, a rechargeable lamp, fire lighting kit, some soap, which I probably won't use, petrol headlamp, puko knife, and a Ben Orford spoon knife. Bottom pocket, this is not very exciting. Tea bags, 2 bottles of pop. We don't drink beer, well we do, but not when we're camping. So that's a treat, 2 bottles of pop. A bottle of cooking oil, and you will find out why later on. And some squash. Now on to the main compartment. shirt, gloves, bit of an item I don't really need, but it's nice to have a radio in the night, and that's a radio and a speaker. In here I've got my bowl, a lightweight frying pan, some bars and bread mix. Strop. In there I've got my quilt, custom made quilt, and I've got a long sleeve top and a pair of sports socks which I wear to bed to keep it clean basically. I don't need to be any warmer. Lightweight exped mat and pillow. In here I've got my Pathfinder pot and my evening meal, along with a frozen bottle of water to keep everything nice and fresh. Now onto my shelter setup. This is a Tonka 3x3 tarp and a reflective ground sheet, a peg bag and some paracord. And the last thing in my bag, paracord. But this is no normal paracord, this is survival cord, and I'll be telling you about that later. Last thing, top pocket. World's smallest med kit, mozzie repellent, fire lighting stuff, hand sanitizer, some cord, phone charger, cuddly toy and a kitchen sink, and some kitchen roll which doubles as toilet paper, and a cloth. That's the contents of my pack. So while I've been boring you half to death with the contents of my pack, Nick is building a stone hearth for our fire, because where this fire has been, it started to burn down quite a bit into the ground and it's not burning efficiently. So we did talk about having a stone hearth. Well, he's doing it. Fair play to him. There we go. But for a while I fancied the idea of survival cod, but it's really expensive, and being a tight ass I didn't want to pay top whack for it. But I found some stuff on Amazon. Made in China, Pascook. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take about a metre of it, gut it, see what it's like. I haven't looked at it yet, I haven't even cut it open. So let's have a look, see what it's like. Find the end, there's an end. Now that should be enough. So the red strand is the fire cod. Let's get it out. Oh, shit's bust. Oh well, that snapped. That's not a good start. Take the whole lot out. I'll use that for something else. So there's the fire cod. So here's the cod. I cut in 2 pieces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bundle one piece up. I've never done this before, so I don't know if this stuff is any good. That's one piece bundled up, and the other piece now I'm gonna take my striker and fluff it up a bit.
Yeah, you're a good fluffer.
I am. Let's say I've never done this before, so I don't. There's a fluffed end there. Fluff the other end up as well. Nope. The wax that's on this is coming off of my hands, so that may not be a good sign. Right. Okay, so there's 2 fluffed ends. Let's light it up. I don't know if any of you remember this fire steel from an earlier video. I think about 6 people watched that video. So let's have a go then.
That was me and Scott twice.
Coming apart. It's a bit fiddly and it's gone out. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly to use. I think I done that a bit wrong. Let's try the... Right, plan B, back here. Let's try and fluff it up a bit more. This is the problem, it wants to come loose. These are super thin. I'm leaving enough air. When I snapped the twigs up, I made sure I'd put the thickest ones on the bottom and the thinnest ones on the top. Well, I know now next time I do it to bundle them up and not leave them because they just fall apart. But well, that's a success anyway, second attempt. You know what happens now, don't you? The tea goes on.
Why can't we have a lot of tea today, Rob?
We can't have a lot of tea today because Nick came up on his motorbike and his jerry can of water fell off the back. So good job I brought an extra 3 litres with me. And that's why we're not going to have our first cup of tea until about 1 o'clock.
So because we haven't got a hell of a lot of water, the plan is tonight we're going to urinate in a pot and we're going to boil that up like Mr. Bear Grylls. Nick was just saying now, it's a real shame there's no elephants here because we could squeeze their dung into our faces. That'd be cool. There we are. Kettle's on.
So time to put my shelter up now, and I brought a 3x3 tarp with me today, and I got 2 options. I either do a plough point or an Adirondack shelter. Now in this particular spot I put the Adirondack shelter up before, so been a few years mine, so I'm going to use the same spot because I know the ground is flat.
Well, this is the spot I'm going to use, a little bit overgrown, so first things first, gloves on, and I'm going to pull all these nasty little things up.
Paracord, ground sheet, peg bag by Brian Trubshaw, plug in there for bright, more paracord and my ridge line.
So that's the basic shape, I've just got to tighten it up now. So there we go, it's up and pulled taut. The only problem we had, because there's a lump in the floor where the root of the tree is, the right hand side is sagging a bit, so we've had to compensate by taking the ridge line up. So it didn't actually go up as easy as it should have, but we'll blame the floor for that one. I'm sure I'll have a cosy night in there.
Oh, pegs don't fit the bloody hole.
Oh. Improvise, adapt, overcome, just like the US Marines. These things are awesome. If you want to do your tarp in a funny configuration, you can use one of these and pull them together without fear of wrecking your tarp. Awesome bits of kit. So knots used putting this up is Ramia's slippery event thingy. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. A prusik on each end. There's a bowline there and on the back, and there's a taut line hitch, slippery taut line hitch there. And this monstrosity over here has no name. It's just called the pull it as tight as you can and wrap it round loads of times knot. I'm sure you found that quite useful to know.
I'm going to try my new axe out now. Well folks, time to do a bit of cooking, and the plan is I'm going to make fry bread. Very tasty. First time I saw this made was with the great Mors Kohansky on a winter skills course in Canada about 15 years ago. And I hadn't done it since, and last year on a canoe trip we decided to do it and it worked a treat. So I'm going to do it today. What do you need for fry bread? A pot, oil and bread mix. But you don't need a lot, so all you really need is flour, a raisin agent, bit of warm water, and you can have a salty bread or you can have a sweet bread and put some caster sugar in the mix. And what I'm thinking of doing, if it works, is putting some jam in the middle, so you're basically making a jam donut. So first thing you need to do, get some oil in the pot, and this is sunflower oil. I think I need a bit more. Good job, we've got some more in our super secret stash. So while that's getting up to temperature, I'm going to make a mix. So I've made a mix, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw a little bit in just to see if it's up to temperature, which I'm pretty sure it is, because it's making a hell of a racket. Yeah, that's good. It hit the bottom, you can't see it, it's so small, and after about a second it floated to the top. So I'm going to divide this into 4 balls now and throw them in. So there we go, the 4 of them have just risen to the top. Now we leave them in there until they go golden brown, and then we fish them out. So they are done. I'm going to fish them out now and then put some sweet balls in. I'll put them on a cooling rack now. I'm going to put the other ones in. So the sweet dough balls are out now as well, and they have browned a lot quicker. Nick reckons it's because of the sugar, and I think he may be on to something there. So this is the last lot, and I'm going to try and make jam filled donuts. So bear with me, this could be quite funny.
quite funny because my spork doesn't fit in. This is fiddly as hell. Don't want them to break open. Are we up to temp?
Should be. It's not bubbling like it was, but
Spit test works. Oh, that's hot.
use your spark to drop it in.
And they're in. So now I've got boiling fat on my hands to go with my blisters from doing the hand drill. Check that shit out then. Nick boy, we've nailed it. We've nailed it. Hopefully it'll taste okay, because it looks pretty good.
Well, they're cool. Nick and I have just had a salty one each, salty ball each. Now we're going to try the sweet balls. There you go, Nick.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Why?
As good as the salty ones, but the sweet.
Camp cooking.
Well, it's a moment of truth. Oh.
It's like the donuts you get in the shop. No fucking jam.
Well, not perfect. Bit doughy there. And we're missing a bit of jam. It was worth a try. So try the other one. Do you want the half with the jam or the half without?
There we are, we'll share by. Thank you.
Yeah, well that one's better. There's a... Yeah, that one's better than the first one.
I'd do it again, but I think I'd make the batter a bit thinner.
Don't know when I'm doing this. Nobody gives a fuck anyway. Oh, it's still on.
So this pack is a Carrymore Sabre 35. Shit, no, wrong one. So this pack is a Carrymore Sabre 45.